welcome to 2 for Tuesday, where I take one ingredient, use it for 2 reasons. My name is Manaresi, and welcome to my kitchen. I don't know about you, but sometimes I need some make-ahead kind of meals because life gets crazy, and especially during the holiday season. One of my favorite things to do is make meatballs because you can use them as an appetizer. If you have guests that are spending the night and they're there for like night number 2 and you don't want to cook anything, you just throw them in a pot with some sauce. Everyone can have meatball sandwiches, or you can have spaghetti and meatballs. They're really, really versatile and they're really easy to make. They are a little time consuming, but I make like a ton of them at once and they last in the freezer for a good long while. So you can make these like a month ahead of Thanksgiving or 2 or 3 months ahead of Christmas or whatever, and they will still be good and fabulous, and you know, like it's really worth the time that you put in. So I have 3 pounds of hamburger meat. This is organic, grass-fed, so I felt comfortable using 85-15. That's the difference between, that's how much fat content there is in there. Generally, if I'm using a regular hamburger meat, I tend to use 80-20. I do not suggest anything leaner than 85-15 because it'll dry out in the process, and no one likes a dry meatball. That's just gross. You can definitely mix it up. You can do 1 pound of hamburger, 1 pound of veal, 1 pound of pork. I just use 3 pounds, and this is a double recipe because, like I said, you can make a ton of them and it'll be fine. I put 2 pieces of whole wheat bread in some milk, wrung it out, mixed that in, and 4 slightly beaten eggs, and put that in there as well. I like to use my hands. Some people don't. I don't really care how you do it as long as that gets in here. I have sauteed about ½ cup of onion in 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to add that in. I've let it cool a little bit so it doesn't cook your eggs. I'm also going to add in 2 teaspoons, let's do the dry ingredients first. I'm going to add in a teaspoon and a half, 2½ teaspoons, excuse me, and I forgot to have a garbage bowl, so I'm going to have to clean up my counter. But it's better to accidentally get on your counter than in your meat. So you're going to have 2½ teaspoons of salt. I just use plain salt. I don't think it really needs anything fancy, like gray salt or kosher salt. If you want to, knock yourself out. And I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of, actually I'm going to use ½ teaspoon of paprika. And that's kind of like my little secret ingredient. I might add a little bit extra in there because it tastes good. You don't really notice it, but it adds like a little bit of smokiness to it. I love that. And then I have a teaspoon of lemon rind, and I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. And you'd be really surprised. You can actually pick up on those flavors once you get in there. And then I have about 6 tablespoons of chopped parsley. And then I'm just going to mix it all together. Yes, I could use a spoon, but I really like knowing that everything is mixed in there evenly. For some reason, this just is fun for me, and I just like the feel of everything. And I generally do these ingredients first. We have a couple others that we're going to be adding to it. I think it's just a process. Like, I like to make sure the bread and the eggs are all the way through before I add in anything else. I find that it makes a really nice mixture and everything's more consistent. That's what you really want. You don't want all your meatballs, one meatball, to have all your garlic and all that kind of stuff in. Speaking of garlic, we're going to add in 1 clove of minced garlic. We're going to add in about a teaspoon of fresh oregano. And then I finally grate about 6 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. I mean, this is really, I use a microplane for it. I don't know why, but it really does something to the texture of your meatballs, and it's great. If you don't have a microplane, just get it as fine as you can. And again, we're going to just mix it all together and be gross. And then what's great is I don't brown these at all. You can if you want to, but I don't find it's necessary, so skip a step, save some time. I'm going to roll them into about 1-inch balls or so, and then I'm going to stick them in the freezer on a tray like this one, lined with parchment paper. let them set a little bit, and then I take them out and I put them in quart size freezer approved Ziploc bags. And then I just pull them out. I don't defrost them at all before using them. I just drop them straight into the sauce. They take about 20 minutes to cook or so once the sauce is already up to a boil and you bring it down to a simmer. And like I said, this makes a ton of different things. I just really easily make my balls like so and stick them on the pan, and then they go in. And as long as they're all about the same size, that's really what you're looking for, so that they all cook evenly. So I hope this becomes a family favorite of yours. Enjoy your holiday season, and if it's not the holiday season, enjoy these year round, because they're fabulous for any day, any time of the year and week. Hope you're having a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.